My name is Priscila Torres. I am currently continuing my research on vaping, and I am gathering information on whether or not is vaping an effective alternative. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. So, multiple misconceptions are presented regarding the safety involved in the use of electronic cigarettes. Electronic cigarettes are electronic devices that mimic the use of tobacco cigarettes. The use of electronic cigarettes is called vaping. When you use electronic cigarettes, it's called vaping. This research is conducted to identify whether or not vaping is a healthier alternative compared to the use of tobacco cigarettes, and reveal the massive popularity vaping has gained, especially in the more younger generation in these past years. So as you can see here, this is what most electronic cigarettes look like. Starting from the bottom to the top, we have a battery over here that powers the whole electronic device, which leads to the middle. Most devices have like a little button so you can turn on the battery. And then here in the middle, we call this a cartridge. It's like a little tank that holds liquid juice that's going to be burned due to the heat coming from the battery, releasing the gaseous vapor here that is inhaled on the top of the mouthpiece. So this is the electronic device that mimics the use of tobacco cigarettes, mostly. Compared to a tobacco cigarette, this is how a tobacco cigarette looks like. We can see at the end here, there's no battery involved. You have to burn it in order to turn it on. And in the middle, you can see the many dangerous chemicals and components that are inside these tobacco cigarettes, like tar, arsenic, and lead. And yes, this is what a tobacco cigarette looks like. Moving on. So a little bit of background information. I have gathered a lot of information from the scholarly journals. This one actually caught my attention. It is called E-Cigarettes, Vaping Devices, and Acute Lung Injury from Cobb and his peers. So what they did was they calculated how many EVALI cases were presented in that area. EVALI is electronic cigarette or vaping associated lung injury. What happens is the use of electronic cigarettes has so many, since in most cases we don't really know what's exactly inside the cartridges that hold the e-juice and stuff. They can cause lung injury because when you inhale from an electronic cigarette, you know how the battery powers the whole thing. So there are cases when users of those electronic cigarettes, they inhale a lot of like little metal silicates, and that can eventually lead to hospitalization, like these charts. So for the first chart, you can see how the patient-reported product sources by age group among patients hospitalized with e-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury, EVALI. So chart A is from THC sources and B, nicotine sources from reference. So as you can see, these patients were hospitalized because they were cases of EVALI. And a lot of the components, it has a lot to do with the components inside that will cause the lung injury. So THC, that's something that you should avoid when you shouldn't be vaping at all, but yes. So this one really did catch my attention because not a lot of people know what they're inhaling in most cases, and that is why they end up with a EVALI case. Moving on, my methods are, in order to bring awareness to EVALI and the ongoing lung injuries electronic cigarettes users have acquired over the years, I think it is best to have these people see these numbers for themselves. So I am planning to gather as much information as I can from the CDC website and calculate how many active EVALI cases have been reported through the past years, how many EVALI fatalities have been reported through the past years, and reveal how vaping is not safe, and it is actually proven since many of these vaping users have accumulated EVALI throughout their usage. So currently my research questions are, what are electronic cigarettes? I also want to inform to readers if electronic cigarettes are safer than regular tobacco cigarettes. What are the side effects or consequences, if any, of vaping? What is EVALI? Has there been any electronic cigarette or vaping associated lung injury fatalities? How many people are aware of possible, I'm so sorry, I don't know what it is. How many people are aware of possible lung injuries, and what ingredients are inside electronic cigarettes? Yeah. Moving on. These are my references. I have accumulated a lot of journals because they actually go more into depth of what possible components are in there and what initially causes EVALI. More journals, which I am very pleased of finding all this information on the databases. And my acknowledgement, I want to thank Mr. Garanza, my faculty mentor, and my research student mentor, Young Mar, and Ms. Nora Garza, Ms. Agüero, and Ms. Gabriela Solis for helping me get through it all and helping me get here into this program and continuing my research as much as I can. If you guys have any questions, you are free to ask me questions on the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions you guys may have. Thank you.